achieved.
All right, welcome everybody to Studio Day Heffrey. No big deal this week, just the whole season on the line. Maybe not really, but it basically is for me. Because if the Cowboys don't beat the Bears, I'm out. I'm the voice of optimism on our radio show. I believe in this Cowboys team a little bit, which a little bit is about as much as I think you can believe in this team because of what they've shown against the good teams. But I still believe because I believe they have one of the best offenses in football, so the season's not dead. So let's preview Cowboys Bears. I refer to Thursday night games as where road teams go to die. That's generally what happens. If you play on a Thursday and you're the road team, you're going to die. In this case, I think it's a little different, though, because the Cowboys are not coming off of a short week. They're going Thursday to Thursday. You've had a whole week to get ready, so the road curse is not so bad. They can survive this. But let's talk about the way I like to preview games. When the Cowboys throw, when the Cowboys run, when the Bears throw, when the Bears run. Who has the advantage? And, of course, we'll start off with special teams. The Cowboys will lose because they're the worst in the league at it, and it's absolutely embarrassing. And until they do something about it, we'll all be very sad. So, they'd be at least 8-4 if they could play special teams. I just want you guys to know that. Or force turnovers. Either one of those things. When the Cowboys throw, I'm looking for official word. I think Prince Amukamara is going to be out, which will make the Bears corners Kevin Tolliver, Buster Skrine, and Fuller. Fuller's a decent player, but outside of him, I don't like their corners. Skrine's okay for a slot guy, but the Cowboys, when they stomp, now is not the time to play with the oinky pig. Daddy's recording. Nope, play with the bear instead. Here, take Ted. Play with Ted. Stomp wanted to be part of the prediction today. So, as I was saying, I actually like the Bears' safeties. Eddie Jackson, Clinton Dix. They're going Alabama in the secondary. I like their safeties. I don't like their corners very much, and I do like the Cowboys' receivers. I like the Cowboys' pass offense. The only issue, is, of course, Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd. You have those two going against Tyron Smith and La'el Collins. That's the matchup that'll matter. That's the big one because the Cowboys should be able to throw the ball on the Bears. They've got a pretty good defense. Overall, they've got a good defense. They've got a really good run stuff in defense. But against the passing game of the Cowboys, I think offense is better than defense. So I say when the Cowboys are throwing the ball, they have the advantage. Su'a-Filo is a train wreck at left guard, but he doesn't have a real tough matchup, I don't think. Maybe Roy Robertson-Harris, but nothing too dangerous on the interior without Akeem Hicks for the Bears. So when the Cowboys are throwing, they have the advantage. Just take care of Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd, and you'll throw the ball just fine. Now, when the Cowboys run the ball, the Bears' defensive line, not great. Khalil Mack is obviously outstanding. He's having a season a lot like DeMarcus Lawrence, really, where people look at it and it's like, he's only got 6.5 sacks. He must suck. Well, no, he's actually really, really awesome, just like DeMarcus Lawrence. And they get a lot of attention. They get a lot of pressures. They get a lot of hurries. And it hasn't necessarily turned into sacks all the time this year, and that happens. But Khalil Mack is an absolute monster. Outside of that, I don't love any of even their run stoppers. I do like the linebackers. Roquan Smith, obviously I loved him in the draft. He's a heck of an athlete. Nick Kwiatkowski has quietly had a good year for the Bears. I like their linebackers. They allow, let me make sure I get the number right here. They allow 3.7 yards per carry to the opposition, and the Cowboys have not been great at run blocking this year. Ezekiel Elliott is not what he was once upon a time. So when the Cowboys run the ball, advantage Bears. I'd love to see them unlock the run game tonight and build some confidence in that unit going forward, but I can't pick it. So I will say when the Cowboys run the ball, advantage Bears. Let's flip it around. Bears guys, when the Bears are passing the football, Mitch Trubisky is Mitch Trubisky. He's not had a good year. He hasn't had as bad of a year as some of his harshest critics would say, but he hasn't had a good year. So Trubisky, he has trouble throwing on the move. He has trouble throwing to his left, which, man, just flip Byron to the other side. Mitch can't throw left. Byron's going to be hanging out over there for no reason. Go to the other side. Let's get creative defense. Send Byron over. Send him to where he's actually going to throw the ball. Don't let Cheeto guard Allen Robinson out there. I don't like that matchup. But their offense hasn't been very good. I mean, yards per play, they're getting 4.6 yards per play. That's very, very bad. It doesn't help that they average 3.4 yards per carry, but even on passing plays, 6.2 is a low number. I do really like Allen Robinson. I think he's outstanding. He will go take the football from Cheeto if they give him opportunities. You get him on slants, you get him down the field, you get him in positions to use the big body. Allen Robinson would be a superstar in this league if he hadn't played with trash quarterbacks his whole career. And the wild card for the Bears offense, Anthony Miller has finally started to come along. I loved Anthony Miller at Memphis in college. The last 3 weeks, Anthony Miller for the Bears has had 11 targets, 9 targets, and 13 targets. He's had 54, 77, and then 140 in terms of yardage. He hasn't scored yet this year, but Anthony Miller, they get him in the slot. He's a heck of a route runner. He's got super sticky hands, pretty decent after the catch. Anthony Miller, Allen Robinson, good players. Now, I am going to say that when the Bears pass the ball, it's advantage Cowboys, but it's for this reason. I don't say it's advantage Cowboys cover guys over the Bears receivers. I say it's advantage Cowboys D-line against the Chicago Bears offensive line. It's not a good unit. Their best player on that offensive line, to me, is probably James Daniels, the left guard. I liked Cody Whitehair as a prospect. He hasn't been great yet, but they don't have a good offensive line. They don't have a good tight end. They shouldn't be able to protect very well. DeMarcus Lawrence, Malik Collins, Michael Bennett, Robert Quinn, it's time to eat. Jalen, it's time to eat. That's not a good offensive line. So when the Bears try to pass the ball because of the Cowboys' defensive front against the Bears' offensive line, advantage Cowboys. When the Bears try to run it, I think I already told you, they are averaging, let me make sure I get it right, I don't want to screw this up, 3.4 yards per carry. That is horrendous. But the reason for it, again, is their offensive line. You know, they've got good runners. They've got my guy David Montgomery out of the draft. He's a tackle-breaking machine. You better come meaning business if you want to try to tackle that dude. Tariq Cohen, obviously, in the passing game or as a runner is really tough to deal with. They got the backs. They just don't have the blockers. Cowboys' run defense has just been okay this year. And so, how much faith are you going to put? No, I think it's a bad Bears offensive line. I think it's advantage Cowboys when the Bears try to run. So to me, in at least 3 of the 4 main aspects of this game, it's advantage Cowboys. And I think that they should win this game, and they should win it somewhat comfortably. And this is the last week that I'll pick them to win if they don't win this one, because I have to give up. If you don't beat the 6-6 Bears, I know it's the 6-6 Cowboys. But the 6-6 Cowboys at least have something to hang their hat on. They have a top 5 offense in the league. In some ways you could measure it. It could be better than that, but I'm comfortable saying it's a top 5 offense in the league. Go be that. You had a full week. It's not a short week. You had the full week to prepare. Go throw the ball on them. If you can establish the run, that's great. I'm here for that. But I think that's the thing that the Bears do best is defend the run. So let's go sling it around a little bit. Let's get Dak back in the MVP conversation. Probably can't because of the record. But the Cowboys are better than the Bears. They have the same record, but if you just go by on a per-play basis, the Cowboys should have a better record. The Bears are either right where they should be or they should be worse. Cowboys are the better team. They should win this game, and if they don't, I'll be here to yell and be really angry. All right, give me your player to watch tonight in the comments. Make sure you're checking 1053thefan.com every day. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube page, Jeff Kavanaugh. Maybe make sure you have the alert set so when a video pops up, you get it. I love you all, and I will see you shortly on the radio. Here's a wink.